Cheyenne Bryant is lying. Not only is she lying, but she is gaslighting the public. Let me show you.
Said I worked under a license. See, all of this is terminology. The people will open up their ears and do what school teaches therapists to do. I'm not a therapist, but...
Tell the audience out there where you first got your start.
As like a therapist, I started off as a marriage, family, and child therapist about 18 years ago. Before I obtained my doctorate degree in counseling psychology. Once I became a doctor of psychology, I transitioned from a therapist to a psychology expert in private practice. And the group of licensed professionals who have an issue with this, they teach you all something called active listening. None of y'all seem to be actively listening. Working under a license.
I was up till 4 a.m. watching interviews.
You see, gaslighting is what happens when someone tries to convince you that not only that the thing that you're saying hasn't happened, like they're lying and defending themselves, but it's also when they make you think you're crazy for making the accusation. Like you're crazy for thinking the thing you heard isn't the thing you heard. Now, she is gaslighting and insulting, like, you therapists, you're supposed to be doing active listening. We were listening. We heard exactly what you said. We heard exactly what you've been insinuating, and we caught you. It is not accurate. But wait, there's even more.
The conversation about your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online. Mm-hmm. How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm going to clear it up once on here. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing it again. And I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve to hear me address it. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give a fuck what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that shit. Because I don't give a fuck about it. Now, to my doc squad, my fan base, my folks, you know, my village, it's very simple. I went to a school, Argosy University, completed an entire program. I went back online to get my official transcripts because I was applying to a law school many years ago to be a professor there. And I had to provide my transcripts, right, to get hired. And I went to contact the school and say, hey, I need my official transcripts. I need my entire thing. And there was no school. I was like, okay, I'm confused. I Google. It says this school has been shut down. I said, oh, well, they got to have records. I mean, they were accredited when I attended the school. They were accredited when I finished the program. I go and look, there is a third party that has the records. Why I contact the third party, that third party only holds records for 2 years. I was past my 2 years. So that means that I had no access to records. And then I contacted, financial aid. You can't make up financial aid. It shows that I paid for a doctoral program alongside my master's program and my undergrad program. And they said, we can fully refund you your money under one circumstance. We give you your money back. You don't get credit for not a class, a course, a program you took in this university, at this institute. So do you want us to refund you? Or do you want us not? I said no, because I didn't want to.
I've been a licensed psychotherapist for nearly 20 years. I graduated with my master's degree back in 2006, sat for my licensing exam in 2007, and have been practicing ever since. And all of us who spend a lot of time in this field, and all of us who went to graduate school, we know people like this. Now, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is saying that she graduated with a degree in clinical psychology, and then she transitioned to a psychology expert. And she's saying it's just semantics and it's just language. No, it's not. Let me explain. We all know people, once you graduate with your doctorate degree in clinical psychology, you are now eligible to sit for the exam that would make you a licensed psychologist. Now, there's only two kinds of people who don't go on to do that. Number one, people who failed the exam and then thus don't become licensed psychologists. Number two, people who are making up the story and they never actually got the degree in the first place. And I think Cheyenne Bryant falls into that category. And the reason that I think that is because everything she just said makes no sense whatsoever. There are lots of programs that either shut down, get purchased, change names. It's actually not a super uncommon thing in the academic space. Your records exist, and as she said, third parties do host them, but they're not time limited. They host them forever. And this is very important for people to know, because let's say I wanted to be a dentist, right? Let me tell you how easy fraud would be if what Cheyenne Bryant is saying was true. Let's say I wanted to be a dentist. All I have to do is go find a dental program that existed and closed longer than 2 years ago. And then I just say, I graduated from that dental program, and you can't find my records because they closed longer than 2 years ago. And then I could just say I'm a dentist. And because you can't find my records, it means it's impossible to verify. So thus I get to say I'm a dentist. That would be commonplace. I could easily just say I'm a medical doctor, start applying to high-paying medical jobs as a surgeon, and just say, I graduated from medical school, and the school I graduated from closed longer than 2 years ago, so you can't find my records, can't verify them, but I get to apply. The other thing that's really important to recognize is I have never, in my entire academic career, ever heard the financial aid department of the federal government saying, we will refund your money because your program closed. That is not a thing. That does not happen. She's lying. She's making it up. No one has ever said that in the history of ever. You cannot get a refund for the education you paid for from the federal government. That is not a thing. And the third thing she said that actually makes no sense is she has a degree in clinical psychology and she was applying for a law school professorship. That's not a thing. My very best friend is a lawyer. I can tell you very confidently. I have several lawyers in my family. You can only be a professor of law if you have a degree in law. You can't, you don't just get a degree and then just get a job in any field. Just like a lawyer can't come and be a professor in the counseling program because they don't have a degree in counseling. What she's saying makes no sense, and it is gaslighting. And she is saying things like, the licensed community that's all upset with me. We're upset with you because you are threatening the trust in our field. You are threatening public trust in our field. Mental health is currently the number one concern globally. And we are licensed and trained professionals to help people deal with the things that go on in the mental health world. And you are threatening public trust with your lies. Just say, I am a coach. I provide psychology advice. Just say that. You can say that. All of these lies are a threat to public trust in our entire field. And that's why it's a problem. And that's why we're all making videos about it and calling you out on your bullshit, because it's not real. It's really not real, and it's a problem. So, Cheyenne Bryant, you're lying. We know it. Just say that you are a coach and leave it at that. And all this stuff about I transitioned to a psychology expert. People, this is not a thing. No one does this. She's doing it because she's gaslighting people and she's threatening the public trust in my field that I've been working in for 20 years, and I worked very hard to get the credentials that I got. And I'm here to serve people that are struggling with their mental health because this is currently the number one concern that people have in the world. So, Cheyenne Bryant, just say you're a coach, bro. That's it. All you got to say is I'm a coach. You're a very attractive woman. People are going to give you privilege. People are going to give you grace. Just say you're a coach and move on and let us do the clinical work that we are trained and licensed to do.